All right, and we are live. Wait for some people to come in. Let's see if this would work. Oh, that looks great. And for anyone watching the live at a later time, I actually just got a new camera and also a new microphone setup. So if you can, in the comments, just let me know how it sounds or looks. The camera's a little grainy. It's actually a webcam, so bear with us. We're just trying this out. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Yeah, I've actually had this one for a while. It's a Pensy K4. It's one of my favorites. GP40. And can you guys hear me all right? I'm actually using a new mic setup. But yeah, GP40s are pretty cool. The closest thing I have upstairs to a GP40 would be, let's see. Honestly, the closest thing that I have is on my. All right, that's good. Yeah, I'm actually just using. I said it earlier in the stream, just for people catching up later. I'm using a new microphone and a new camera setup, and instead of using my phone like I have been, I actually purchased a webcam and then hooked up a microphone separately. On the inner track here, these are SD18s, I believe, and that's the closest thing I have to like a GP30 or a GP40. But yeah, I love to see that set. I mean, that sounds really cool. Actually, the what was it? The B&O Railroad Museum that we filmed at in Baltimore. We actually, I think we did the intro and the outro in front of a GP40. It was really cool. Got the table set up in the basement so I can set up Markland HO. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Like I've seen. This sounds really bad, but the only time I've actually seen Markland trains is at Disney World. I think in Germany or England, it might be the English Pavilion. They have Markland trains sitting there. It's like old, or it's like a three rail system. It's pretty cool. And for this, I'm going to set. I got to take this off of here. Let's see. How can I set this? I want to set this engine to being forward so you don't hear the buzzing E unit there. So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can set it here for a second. I wonder if that worked. Because the E units are on the bottom of these guys. So let's see. I think I still have power applied. Yeah, that's set to forward. So we're gonna do that. It may not be any quieter. These are pretty clanky. These are old MPC era Virginians. I think, like I said, I think these are SD-18s. Whoops. And they're a pain to get on the track with these six-wheel trucks. But I'm thankful Lionel actually hollowed out these wheels, so works pretty well. Yeah, I'm still stuck with the buzzing E unit. Yeah, I'll have to check that video out. I'd love to see the set. I mean, it sounds really cool. And then for anyone catching up later, I'll show you guys what I'm running today. Spin the camera up here. So I like to match the caboose, usually with the engine. So I'm running a Virginian caboose. Behind that is a Southern Pacific gondola there. And then this is a Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac Railway boxcar. Thought looked really cool. Behind that's a Cotton Belt boxcar with a Southern Pacific boxcar there. Then this one, Atlantic Sugar. I thought it looked really cool with the set. It's a covered hopper over there. And then behind that is a Southern staple, the ball glass jar. So, and then I got the A&A, I guess you could call it, set of the Virginians. And the back one's a dummy unit. The original or the front one is a powered unit. They're both kind of finicky. They're MPC era. It's got a single pull mower in it, and it's doing a lot of work. And then decided to run some other MPC stuff. Let me set the tripod back down. And on the mainline track tonight, I decided to run this set of 1600 Pensy cars with the K4. I'm gonna wait for this thing to. I have some burned out lights in the set too. Now just looking at this, so going in reverse here. So starting off, we have the baggage car, which is for some reason labeled 1622, and then behind that we have the 1600 dome observation car. Whoops, I go the other way. Behind that we have the 1601 coach, 1602 coach, and then the 1603. I guess it's an observation car or fancy car. Hey man, take your time whenever you're free. Because I have a few videos right now I got to upload. They take forever to edit. We were walking around Train Town this past weekend, and we have probably 2.5 hours of footage I have to sort through and edit out this week, and then probably get that up. I'm hoping on Wednesday, if this week isn't too crazy. Between Train Town and a video I did um, of another railroad. It's just been crazy. They're running the GP9, GP10 around York this past weekend, so I was all over there trying to get stuff filmed. It was really cool. I talked to a lot of the staff of the railroads, and they were super nice. They were telling me all the information that really helped out. They're probably doing another. I think the next train run on that is going to be February 14 that weekend. I think they're doing like a Valentine's Day where they're talking about it. So I don't know if that's legit. I don't know if it's set in stone, but it'd be great to possibly get some footage of that too. But yeah, really, that's the only stuff I've been to other than Steamtown. That was quite the hike. I mean, that was about two, yeah, 2.5 hour drive north, and it was awesome. I've tons of footage. We were able to catch some Delaware and Lackawanna stuff, and also all the roundhouse shops were running. Like, I guess they had all their stuff set out, or they're sitting inside. I'm sorry. That was really cool to see as well because I haven't been there in probably 20 plus years. It's just been insane. Like I was there as a little guy, and I don't really remember too much. I remember the drive was awful, and I think we drove up from the Knoebels area. We were camping there, and then we took a side trip to Steamtown. It was just um, kind of a hike, I guess. I mean, as a little kid, everything seems like a hike. So I'm gonna start running some stuff. See who else comes in, and we'll give a shout.
Didn't even notice that. know, just come on.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Sorry, I was underneath the table. I had to crawl underneath the table. I was running a metro, I guess it'd be like a metro liner type style H&O or sorry, B&O engine, and it completely crapped out. I'll show you guys. So I switched it out for something much cooler. So oh hey, out and back science, or sorry, out and about science. I'm sorry. So see, I found these GPs up here on the shelf. I haven't ran these yet. These actually came into the collection through someone else's collection, and yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, basically here, I'll show you guys really quick what was up there, so you're not missing out. Yeah, let's see. There's one of these guys here, one of these B&O K-line specials here, and the crazy thing is these are all plastic. I mean, can't really do much with them, but they look pretty cool. I put purple lights in them because they say Baltimore and Ohio. So, but yeah, that fell off the track, so that was fun. So I had to crawl under. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. But yeah, so I'm gonna hope this engine up top works. I actually haven't ran it yet, so it's all going to be a first. So let's see what happens. She's a little crunchy, but I think it will do. And the caboose is off the track. Yeah, so always fun. Let's see. I'll crawl back under. All right. Let's see if this works. All right. All right, now I'm back. Take 3, right? Oh, it's been crazy up here. Oh. Let's see if it can make it. All right, she's cranking. And it derailed. At least I did it. Yes, it derailed. So yeah, K-line stuff is interesting. Like I love some of the cars I have from them. They're I love little hopper cars like the ore hoppers. I always thought they're super cool. I run them with my CNO stuff, but some of it's weird because they'll put like a metal or a brass worm gear, and then they'll put like a drive gear that's brass, and then for some reason all your driving gears are all plastic, and the main gear that they usually put between them, instead of making that some type of metallic material, it's usually like a plastic, and it breaks, and it's crazy. So let's see. It's either I climb over there or if I can climb over the table to get it. So, but in the meantime, I'll run. Well, I can probably get it from over here. Yeah, just one of the wheels fell off. of the switch. I'll be right back again. Oops. All right, let's see what's up. Okay. And this one looks good. Okay. So let's try that. All right. Hey Lance, how's it going? Or how is it going? Sorry, I just crawled under the table. So I think when I was running the B&O, my auto switches, like the derailleur, wasn't getting enough power. So let's try this again. And we're up top here. If it fails, I'll just go to an engine that I know works. I'll probably go to like a BL2 Ugly Duckling engine. Let's see. Glad to see you guys all here. This is awesome. All right, and she's rolling, I think. Here, I'll move you guys up a little bit. Oops, there we go. So you guys can see it go around the turn there. Yeah, we'll keep that one going up top. I probably have to take it apart and just do some typical maintenance work, just lubricating and such, and clean off the brush plates. Yeah, I'll get the Virginian running below too. It is. You know, Lance, it's like I have some that are like diehard engines, like they'll never stop. But then I have some that are like, you know, you got to fidget with them, like the Virginian in the shot. I took that apart today on my lunch break at work, and it was crazy. It's like 2 screws and the whole shell's off, but then there's just a mess of wires. But now it runs pretty smooth. Let's see. And these turns are killing it because it has the 6-wheel truck. So it's like, it doesn't like 030. I think these are 031 in the inner circle. So I'll show you guys. There you go. Sound Steam, Lionel's, training weekend, 23rd. Yeah, it'd be cool to see that set. I mean, I don't have a lot of modern stuff, but I think the most modern thing I have is actually on the table now. Actually, I have some newer stuff in the PS1 that I have. Some of your locos are from the 30s. Yeah, so I actually have. So Lance, I'll show you this really quick. Just because you mentioned that, I have to lower the tripod really quick. Well, actually, this might be kind of messy. Brace yourselves, guys. So we're going under the table. So here are some of my pre-war goodies on that shelf there, and then up top, all pre-war stuff. And I also own, Lance, you might know, I have about 14 1688s that are my favorite. You can pretty much take a torch to them and they still work. I mean, I've done so much work on them. I keep them as original as possible. If I have to replace some interior parts, I'm cool with that. But any of the shells and stuff, if they're broken, they're broken. I don't mess with them. Like, here's one in the repair. This is one I have to repair. So the motor just needs to be taken apart and fixed. Yeah, it's all tin plate stuff. And then this guy, I painted this one. I'm trying to get better in the shot here. Yeah, I repainted it. It was really bad. Someone painted it purple. So I was like in high school. I was like, man, I'm gonna strip this thing down, start over. We built a paint booth in the garage, and I just went crazy with a spray gun. It came out as a gloss. I mean, this doesn't look too bad. But my other stuff under the table, I've got tons and tons, and a bunch of other stuff too. Nah, unfortunately, I don't trade a lot of things. I tend to hold on to a lot of trains. And yes, yeah, it was purple. It was so bad. I mean, and the wheels were red. The wheels had. It's kind of hard to see. I took a Dremel to it, and this poor guy. I swear, I think they painted the motor housing. Oh, thank you so much. It was my first airbrush paint job ever, and I think the only mistake I did was taking off the nickel plating to I think it's like what, nickel over brass. So the side plates are brass colored, but they're starting to tarnish. But they painted over them as well. I think they might have been painted like I think white. It looked ridiculous. I mean, it was like the guy at the train show was like, "I'll give you like, you want it for like 10 or it was like $5 or $10." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it, and I'll work some magic with it." But let's see. Actually, I can run. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, here I'll take I'll let these K4s run around a couple times, and I'll throw one of these. Well, it's funny, those 1688s are actually K4s as well. They're just like a snub version of it. So here, I'll let these guys run around a couple more times, and I'll put a tin plate on the outer rail for you guys. I have two really nice passenger cars. Then I also have like a blue set. But yeah, I'll run these guys around, let you guys check these out. It's a PS1 K4 with a couple MPC cars. That I just wanted to get them rolling. They're not my favorite passenger cars I have. I have a lot of better options for passenger cars, but for some reason that's just there we go. There we go. Whoops. PS1 engine's being finicky, of course. There we go. I'll let these ride around for a little bit, and then we'll switch them up. All right, I'll switch up to some tin plate stuff. Or sorry for the bell. That's the PS1 system. Yeah, I love using the tubular track over the other, I guess, other track systems, just because first off, I was worried about not being able to run pre and some post war stuff. Magnet traction works excellent. Like you just, yeah, magnet traction works extremely well. I have two engines equipped with magnet traction. They work really well. And then just anything with higher wheel flange is a nightmare on the fast track stuff. And also, this track cleans up so nicely. I mean, it looks pretty rough now. I haven't cleaned it about 2 or 3 weeks, and after doing streams and stuff, it gets pretty dirty. But with the pre-war stuff, if you have any arcs or if your rollers get kind of sticky and they start arcing, you get a kind of like an arcing on the track. Let's see if I can find a spot. Here's actually a cut piece right. Whoops, camera's playing with me here. Right here, this is a cut piece. Probably this piece is, I want to say, is around, I want to say at least 60 years old, and it's still here. I can, sand it down. It's not exactly even. I have some elevation, unintentional elevation in my track because of the attic floor is not flush or level in any sort of way. So the table kind of picks up the contouring. But yeah, I love using the tubular stuff. I mean, I can't afford at the moment $100 for a switch, and they look, some of the stuff looks great. It's just, I can go to a flea market and find like these switches here, perfectly operable switches. They have the derail detection or the anti-derail function. So if your train's moving here and it's coming towards this, it will automatically flip. And I you can find these for like 20 to 50 bucks a pair sometimes, like for a pair. Use Scotch Brite. Yes, actually, where is it? So Lance, I've got one of these, bud. This is my go-to track cleaner. And with a little bit of alcohol, I actually found a local a train dealer up here, and I think he's out of the Red Line, Pennsylvania area. He has these pads for these, and this thing I run around, it picks up all kinds of goodies. Yeah, I mean this thing works great. Yeah, I'll get something pre-war on the track for you guys on the outside. So I just have to find. Let's see. I have to go searching really quick. And up top, the GP units up there decided to uncouple from the train and completely turn around and then hit my Sinclair tender. So it's just the magic of Lionel, as they would call it. So yeah, give me a few minutes here. I can get that rolling. I'm gonna take the K4 off the track and actually put that over on the train shelf. Let's see, I also have to take the MPC cars off. Actually, with those, yeah, I'll take them off. What's what? I'm sorry. And I'm not a huge fan of the MPC stuff. These couplers, you can see the previous owner had the same problem. Oh, hey, Lionel Collector, how's it going? The previous owner of these cars had the same exact problem all of us have with MPC. You can see they put a, what is that, a wire tie around the coupler. So we're not the only house in the world that has problems with MPC stuff. Isn't that great? Yeah, whenever train shows pick up, always look under the tables. If you guys are veterans of train shows and you like pre-war stuff, or people will just say, "Oh, this is junk." I've gotten so many cool things. If they're just like projects or just something to sit on a shelf, some of the accessories I have, they were just underneath tables. I mean, I've gotten so many cool things from that underneath tables. Let's see. All right. And let's see here. Let's put this over here. The track cleaner rotates. Here, I can show you guys. If you guys ever find one of these at a train show or at a antique shop, I got mine at an antique shop. You can find them. Some guys can't really part with them for, I don't know, they're somewhat collectible, I guess. This one's not motorized. It's not under its own motive power. It does have a motor. So let's see. So that's all that does. This pad spins. You put can use like denatured alcohol. Use the highest percent you can find so you don't rust up your track. And then I usually let this go around a couple of times, and then the last loop, I put this down, and this kind of cleans up the excess dirt or fuzzy stuff left over from the cleaning pad. These are for show. I'm not sure if these are spun wood or plastic pieces, but they probably just sit in there for weight. And using one of these, if you guys have magnet traction engines, I recommend to push this direction, and then when you're last pass, you pull it, because this whole thing will rotate like this. And with magnet traction, it holds it to the track better, so you won't see that motion as bad. It won't like derail itself. Yeah, great stuff underneath tables. It's insane. I mean, a lot of guys, I've gotten yelled at for looking under tables. They'll say, "Oh, that's all junk. You don't want that," or "We're throwing it away." It's insane. Pre-war all original set, an attic, 45 years. Yeah, Henry, most likely that train will run after just some basic maintenance. I mean, these things are meant to run. I'm hoping the 1688 I'm putting on the track now works. I haven't ran them in a while since I moved out and everything, but I've been in all of them. So, I mean, let's see. Yeah, try not to show you guys too much here. And let's see here. WIX. Yeah, a lot of those cars go for big money. I mean, it's crazy. And then actually I have a whole set downstairs from Christmas time I have to bring up here. So let's see. I'm hoping she's going to run. Yes. Whoops. Gotta wait for the E unit pin to drop. There it goes. All right, so set the camera up a little bit better. Oops, sorry guys. Of course. Here, I'll push this by hand so you guys can see this engine. And let's see. So this is one of my 1688s. It's buzzing. Yeah. I get it. And with these two awesome Pullman cars here, I'll set the camera up this way so you guys can see it rolling around. Just this tripod's a little finicky. Let's see. Of course. Yeah, it's shorting out on the switch for some reason. It's probably something to do with the flange height of the wheels, but let's see. Yeah, I bet you it's got, yeah. So it's being kind of complex because of the pickups on these guys aren't really rollers. They're these little tabs here. So these are getting stuck on the frogs underneath. But this is one of my favorite ones. Someone actually put, see if it'll autofocus here. Someone put a MPC logo on this 1688. And it's also labeled the 1688E. It's hard to see because of the glare from the camera light. But yeah, this thing runs like a dental drill when you first hook them up. If you guys ever find these, definitely pick them up. They're 90% reliable, as we just found out. Yeah, it's something to do with those pins. They're probably getting stuck. Like these, whatever guide system for this switch is probably just getting caught up on it and it's shorting it out. So I'll try to find another engine to run in its place. All right, let's see. Scooting on the floor here. And this is something also interesting. I got this around Strasbourg, and someone also painted a MPC Keystone on this engine. So does not have a reverse unit. It has a reverse switch. This is called the 1689E, and these things look wicked. Let's see what happens with this engine. You can also see on the wheels when this thing goes by. Yeah, look at that. It looks different. Excuse me. Yeah, it's because these rollers at the bottom, this is a little bit more forgiving. And let's see. I remember picking this engine up. Someone also looks like they tried doing some white walling on the drive wheels here. But when I picked this engine up, actually always feel the motors if they're free. If they're all kind of frozen, or you can see the wheels kind of give. I usually pick them up. You can purchase new wheels. The wheels are kind of expensive. They're, man, at a train show, I've paid close to $10 a wheel. And they always give you the talk of like, they don't make them anymore. You can't find them. That, I don't know about that. People are still making tin plate parts, especially after MTH started doing the Lionel tin plate company stuff. Parts are more readily available for wheels, especially wheels. A couple other things with these. I mean, they're a little finicky. The paint is pretty fragile. I mean, this engine, I'm not sure who painted it or who did what. Like I said, I bought it at one of the antique stores in Strasbourg with a whole set. But the tender has been repainted. That is not original, and I think it's a whistling tender. Let's see. No, it's running in reverse. So say nothing's going right tonight.
It's all gonna go left because it's my birthday.
Yeah, it's Nikki's birthday today, so this is her birthday gift. We're actually gonna go downstairs and watch a movie or something, but hopefully at least get one of these engines running right. Oh, there we go. I got the whistle working too. Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. Let's see. Runs similar trains and has a great podcast. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually in a band as well. Um, so unfortunately, it's rough right now with music stuff. Yeah, I love to hear music and run trains. Unfortunately, I can't play any like copywritten music just because of all the YouTube stuff. But thanks so much. This whistle was I can actually I'll take the engine off the track so you can hear it. Let's see. I actually did some body work on this tender. Didn't do anything to the cars. The cars are all minus the tender. Everything is original. So um, the wheels are actually replaced. I think it was a Chrysler paint. This is actually the same paint that's on I think a silver. I want to say a Challenger. But the paint was horrible. I mean, someone left it out. The whole thing was roached. The motor and everything on the inside worked amazingly. I didn't do anything other than like dremeling, cleaning the flange here, but I all I really did was what was it? I think I just used contact cleaner on the motor, and I think I used. I know you guys are going to kill me for saying this, or I'm going to hear backlash. I used a dot of WD-40 on the motor because these things don't really have bearings. It's just metal on metal. Just use a little dot. So, but yeah, it works great. It's a little quiet. I think it has something to do with just some others. Oh, it's actually louder now. So here we go. And I think this motor actually caught on fire when I was working with it. That was so much fun. It flared up on me. I just had too much like contact cleaner. It just went foof, and it yeah, it caught on fire in my hand. So, but it's all pristine on the inside. If anything, it just burned off all the contact cleaner that was, I guess, excess in there. Tender under here. Let's see. Um, yes. And this is the black, uh, all black tender. So let's see if this guy works. This one has the other type of coupler hook. I'm not sure if this whistle works on here, so bear with me here. Yeah, it's trying to work so hard it can't. Oh, yeah, it's dead for now. Um, I think this came with the collection of stuff I received. Carburetor cleaner. Gearhead. Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've tried all kinds of things. Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, the tender painting it was kind of a challenge because I think originally it was all black and just the paint rusted off. Not as bad as like some other stuff I've seen, but it was pretty bad. It was like I couldn't take a Dremel to it, so I ended up using it's called like aircraft strip from, oh god, I don't know if it's from Rust-Oleum or Krylon. I think it's a Rust-Oleum product, and that stuff actually peels paint like no one's business. You let it sit on there, it flakes right off, and it comes off in like ribbons. You don't really need to do any like sanding or anything. It just usually just peels off. And then after that, I gave the tender a bath in Dawn dish soap to try to neutralize the solution because you don't want the paint thinner eating the alloy. The metal actually will make your tin or the metal. It'll actually start to corrode. So you want to neutralize the reaction. And then after that, I then gave the tender a bath in denatured alcohol. So after scrubbing it, then you come up with a very clean surface, and the paint just sticks right to it. I would say it's touch dry within probably a half hour after application, and it's good to go. I didn't do anything to the wheels, just the body and the let's see. I don't think I have any other. I think I see another pre-war tender. No, that one needs to be repaired as well. Yeah, this was I called them like pandemic projects because I started going through every engine that I owned and was like, okay, what's up with this? Does it need work? I just opened it up, did the maintenance work or just upkeep, and then went on to the next thing. So this was part of that whole maintenance project. So yeah, these guys are beautiful. I mean, let's see if I can get them in frame. Unfortunately, my webcam's playing in like a mirror image, so I'm like battling the computer. I think it may be right. No, I mean I don't have no idea what reaction would cause if I put baking soda on that aircraft strip. I mean the aircraft stuff is like so nasty. You can actually you can burn yourself. It's toxic stuff. You guys use it to strip car parts, or you can strip like motors with it and all kinds of stuff. But these are all originally painted. I'm not doing anything to them. I'm not touching them up. Not painting a thing. I mean, these are gorgeous. The cool thing is these pop open, and it should expose the light on the inside. For some reason, it's not. It's not opening up, but yeah, these are all original. Someone looks like they dropped them. Like here, you can see a pretty nasty war scar, and then one of these sides it's like smashed. So yeah, here it's all smashed up on the this plate right here. But I won't do anything to them. They're gorgeous, just the way they are, and they're all lighted and everything too. See, I'll grab the blue set and run that around with the engine that came with the set. Let's see. And of course, it's all the way back there. Mojave. Is that how you say it? Mojave or is it Mave or Mauve? I think it's pronounced Mauve. I'm not sure. I can assure you that these cars are blue. Yeah, the Blue Comet set. They go for some big bucks. This is the closest thing I have to a blue. Oh, Mojave. Yeah, that's my bad. That's cool. Yeah, I don't own a Blue Comet, but these are the closest cars that I have to a Blue Comet. And yeah, one of these days I'll pick one up, and it'll be awesome. It's gonna be a while. I have a couple of Dream, I guess Lionel Dream sets. I want to pick up a Blue Comet, a Hiawatha or Hiawatha set, so to say, and then a Daylight set, and then if I can find a or an original post-war Santa Fe Chief, that would be awesome. That's Nikki's favorite engine. She loves Santa Fe. I have two full sets of like modern-esque Santa Fe F3s. Actually, I think one set's an Alco because the nose of them are like kind of flat. It's not as like streamlined, but the Lionel set that came with the one she likes is called the El Capitan set that came out, I want to say like 2010. It's all electronic, but it's not. I'm glad it's not Bluetooth controlled because that would have been a nightmare. But apparently they recalled the color. The color was off, and they threw a fuss, and they were recalled, and I just kept mine. I was afraid to find out what they would send me because I know they've had problems with like quality control. So the set I have works perfectly fine. All the passenger cars are beautiful. They're all lit. But I was afraid if Lionel would take it back and then send me something else. I was like, this could be a mistake. So let's see. Yeah, I'll run a different pre-war engine with those. So this one's going to be a little problematic. This one I know works for sure. Let's see. I'll take the whistling tender off real quick. So yeah, I gotta love these couplers. They're awesome. I mean, they're kind of tricky. So let's see. Sorry, this is not the engine that this set came with. I just thought it'd be cool to change it up. But thank you so much. Yeah, I would love to get something like that to pull those cars. Sorry, I just had to take a drink really quick, but let's see. The engine that's pulling these cars, it's actually one of the oldest engines I own. I'm hoping it's going to be able to make it over the switch. Yes, it cleared it. So this is the Lionel 252. And sorry, my banjo signal's going off because it's on an insulated rail. So I have 3 of these guys. Whoops, I gotta go back a little bit so it's in the shot. And I'll put it in neutral so the lights. There we go. Well, this is your reverse knob here. This is all you get. Forward and reverse. And I think I have the lights wired backwards by mistake. It should be, in theory, like whatever direction the engine's going in, one's brighter than the other. So you can see it here if it's going forward. Well, now it's going in reverse. So now this light is brighter. And I go the other way, it's now the other way around. Hey Lance, thanks for joining us here, man. I appreciate you guys chiming in. We're gonna do this probably I'm hoping every Monday. It's just been crazy with scheduling, so really shooting for 7, but I think I'm gonna change it to 8, just because it seems like we get more of a response, and it's just been kind of crazy. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and definitely check it out. I'm posting some stuff from Steamtown this week, and then some stuff from the railroad down the street from here running their GP10. So, but yeah, thank you so much. Trains flying. Let me go. There we go. Y'all get everything running for you guys. Oops. Thanks, Lance. Hey, Jamie, how's it going, man? Yeah, O scale is pretty cool. I'll turn this train down a little bit. Um, it's actually a Southern Pacific. I haven't ran before either, so you guys are seeing three sets of trains or three sets of engines I've never ran before on the layout. Um, yeah, it's a gorgeous engine going through. But yeah, I would stick to O scale stuff. I mean, it seems pretty easy to fix. I'm not exactly sure how to fix HO stuff, and it's just something I haven't been exposed to as much as like O scale or N scale. Even with N scale stuff, I mean, a lot of it's pretty small and be pretty difficult to troubleshoot. Yeah, let's say Jamie, he just picked up, or H Train is Henry. He just picked up a Hot Wheels set recently of GP40, I believe he said, and he's gonna post a video of that soon. So that'd be cool to check out. Yeah, I want to see that set run. It'd be really cool. All right, so the mainline track. I'm gonna try running the B&O Transit. See if it wants to cooperate on this track. Yep, it's running nice and smooth. The thing is, will this transit cooperate with my Switch? Let's see if it works. No. Let's see. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, this is a whole new camera setup. So I actually now have a sort of a studio setup now. I'm going to expand on that. I'm actually a musician as well, so I have tons of pieces of audio gear and drums galore as well. So I hooked up one of my condenser mics. It sounds great from what I've heard. I picked up a webcam, so I'm not using the Prism software tonight on the phone. I'm actually using the computer hooked up to a little Behringer preamp system with a well, it's an interface with a preamp, so it's working pretty good. All the other good audio stuff's at my parents' place still that I have to move out. So hopefully I'll get that set up here so the audio will be a little bit better and have a little bit more control. But this is a good starter setup. But yeah, these cool about the new sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a few hours of troubleshooting. Nikki can attest to it. Just man, just trial and error with lighting and just cameras and all that stuff. But yeah, this I'm over here, and these little transit guys keep on dumping my cars, and yeah, it doesn't seem to want to take the switches very well. Yeah, like that. Which is great. But let's see. Yeah, for some reason, this is switched all the way over. And interesting. Yeah, for some reason these little transits are jumping the tracks, like these little B&O transits I got from I believe they're K line. So I currently play in a band out of the northern Maryland area. So unfortunately, we were like, it's difficult to be in a band at this time because there's really not much going on musically out in the world just because of everything being shut down. Which, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I don't want to see anyone get hurt, especially just playing a show. I don't want to see anyone get sick or yeah, anything like that would be a travesty. I mean, it'd be very, very upsetting if someone got sick because of a show. But I do miss playing out. I've been playing drums for almost, I want to say 16 years or so now. It's been a huge part of my life. And once all the pandemic stuff started happening, I couldn't get out as much. And we actually stopped rehearsals for, I think, 3 months, almost 3 months. We didn't rehearse or so. And then we got back into it, I want to say in August, because I moved out in August. So we got back into it around that time after I moved out and settled. We started doing weekly rehearsals again. We're all pretty young. But there's still always the risk of getting sick and um, contracting this horrible disease that's out there. And some of the guys in the band, we're all between the ages of 25 and 28. So um, I mean, we're young, but we're not that young, and a lot of us have some type of health problem. Like I have respiratory problems because of allergies, and my guitar player's got certain issues with muscles and stuff. So it's like God only knows what would happen if we caught this thing. Um, but yeah, we kind of been on hold, and it's been difficult. I was actually talking to my guitar player today, but yeah, playing drums is definitely a huge part of my life. On top of doing you know doing the house stuff, like being part of a home ownership. I mean, it's difficult as well. And then when things were in full swing, we were playing out at least once every couple of months. We opened for a couple big bands. We opened for Jack Russell's Great White. We also opened for LA Guns, and also Ted Poley of Danger Danger, kind of like 80s, a lot of 80s stuff. And that was like a huge part of my life. And we drew in some big crowds. It was a lot of fun, a lot of energy, and it's been awesome. Yeah, it's definitely worth playing it safe. And um, yeah, and like I said, I have health problems too. That I'm a bigger individual. I'm working on that. I'm actually going to the gym starting. I'm hoping February 1st. We're getting back into it. I'm making a pact with Nikki to go to the gym and get through all that stuff. And I was going to the gym like crazy before everything happened. I was going to the gym, yeah, and biking because we have the trail down the street. We were, I was biking about, not trying to boast, but it was like 20 miles every trip because I would go from Freeland, Maryland, all the way up past Glen Rock and then bike back on my old Schwinn bike that's in some of my videos. I'm actually posting a video this week of a bike ride I took. And I was biking that, and then one day I went 30. Well, the one video I posted, I went 33 miles on that bike, and I was like in great shape. And then I started gaining a lot of weight because we've just been inside. And but yeah, what?
I said I blame COVID.
Yeah, Nikki blames COVID. And she can attest to, I was a gym junkie for probably about a year, a couple months before we met, and then we dated and stuff. I kind of lost touch with the gym, but then everything happened, and it was like I don't feel comfortable going to the gym. Let's see, uh, 5 miles at the start of 2015. It is difficult. It's not, people will be like, "Oh, you're on a bike, you have gears." I mean, my bike, I think I have 21 gears technically, seven or 3 and 7, so 21. I think it's 21 gears. It is difficult. It is not that hard to, um, go longer as it's easier to tack on more miles once you get into it, but at the start, it hurts. I mean, your behind hurts. You have to get a better seat and everything. I learned that the hard way. I had horrible pains, then the muscle aches, and then um, if you drive somewhere to go biking, then you're stuck. If you don't stretch or anything, you're like stuck in the same position. It's definitely a task. H or Henry, listening to your live stream. Let's see. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that before, Henry. I've last night was Sunday Night Live with JP videos, and I was like painting. I was multitasking. I was listening to his awesome stream, and then painting a vanity. So it was like multitasking as well. Um, Gaining, losing weight, fitness over winter. Yeah, this winter's been difficult. I mean, and I've always been a heavier set person. I was really into a rhythm. I was doing so well, and I was afraid. I mean, I'm still kind of nervous to go to the gym, and I don't. It's a horrible excuse, but I don't feel like working out with a mask, and I'll have to put up with it. But it's gonna be great. Getting back and trying to do some stuff. Biking a lot in Lehigh Gorge. Wow, that's a beautiful area. I want to definitely check that out. Two hobbies at once: biking, then stopping the film, trains. Yeah, that's how I was biking down the street, Jamie. So, where the Northern Central Railway is, where it runs from New Freedom, technically all the way up to York City, there's the Heritage Bike Trail. So the thing is, I'll start biking, or when the train was on a regular weekend schedule, I would be biking and the train would be passing me. There's no fence or anything. It's literally bike trail and then railroad tracks. And then sometimes you have to cross over the tracks to run parallel again with the tracks. So I mean, you have to keep your eyes and ears everywhere. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I love it. And I biked for the first time, I want to say in like what, 2 months, this past weekend.
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly 2 months. I mean, it was
It's been cold and everything.
yeah, it's been so cold up here. Um, Respiratory issue that, yeah, I mean the mask, um, finding more remote trail. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, being on your own, um, and just finding more remote locations. That's what I tried doing at the start of the pandemic when I was still living around Baltimore. It was right before I started doing YouTube. I should have been filming. I regret it. I was on the Gunpowder Trail down in the Perry Hall, Maryland area. I should have been filming. I told Nikki that too. It's like, man, if I only brought the camera, and I did bring the camera, I was just afraid to film. So scared, and it was warm out. I should have just filmed, but yeah, it's the same exact thing. I wouldn't hike with the mask on. I'd be around maybe a handful of people, um, fishing or something like that in the Gunpowder River. Sounds like a nice trail. I never heard of it before. Are you talking about the NCR trail or the Gunpowder Trail? And yeah, last Saturday when I biked, I was wearing shorts because I didn't feel like wearing jeans on the trail. And I walked into the gift shop at the NCR Railroad, and everyone looked at me like I was like a homeless person. It was really funny. I was like, "No, actually, I live up the street. I have a home. I just biked here." Because everyone in the station there was they're buying gifts and stuff, getting ready to get on the train, and I was there to buy a T-shirt. So because they were running like a T-shirt sale because of the York Ice Fest, and they had some like Christmas stuff left over. So I bought a couple dollar T-shirt, and I walked in wearing like shorts or whatnot, covered in dirt and dust, and it was about 4 hours worth of filming. I'm gonna crunch down to about hoping like a 40-minute video because just rendering stuff and putting it on YouTube takes a very long time. Editing's not an issue anymore. I've gotten over that fear. It's just crunching all that data down, all the gigabytes. I mean, my parents talk about when computers were out when they were much younger. It's only a couple megabytes, and that was a big deal. Now it's like gigabytes. Like the videos I'm uploading, I uploaded one the other day. It was like 12 gigs, and I think that was for I want to say the museum. Strasbourg was a big one. It's like 12 gigs. It's like, man, I'm just flying through gigabytes here. Yeah, both of those trails are amazing. Depending on where you go on Gunpowder, the Big Falls, one of the trails I would say is moderate to expert, and make sure you bring trustworthy footwear. You actually have to cross creeks that do not have bridges. You have to skip across the rocks. It is kind of hectic. I didn't take Nikki on that trail, but I took her on. I want to say it was at the White Trail or
We went on one of them and we had to like walk across some rocks and trees and
yeah, we walked across. I want to say two or three streams, but they weren't anything like the more advanced trails on the other side. Henry is when yeah about yeah. I mean, I've been trying to do more positive things. Like I said earlier in the video, I just did a bunch of projects. I mean, like train projects. I went through every train that I own and was like, hey, what does this train need? You know, what exactly does why is this sitting in a box in pieces? Like, what's wrong with this? So I did like I called it like COVID projects. Like every week I take a train apart or paint something or try to get something together. Hey JP, thanks for chiming in. Let's say Jay's in the house, so yeah, JP, this is that oh man, what camera is this? I just bought it the other day, the Allura Tech. And it looks all right. It has actually a light on the camera. Let's see. So that's with like the first setting, second, and third. I kind of like it. Kind of like it like that. So I will leave it there. I actually have a ring light in the back, and I'm actually getting my light panel hooked up to get some more light up here. But yeah, I'll run some stuff for you guys. And then I got to run because it is Nikki's birthday, and it's about almost 9:30 where we are. So I'll run some trains for you guys. I'm gonna fix the my little metro here. My Baltimore metro has failed, and I'll get some stuff rolling. JP, did you get your Conrail running or not the Conrail, the Alaska running yet? Yeah, you're getting all the birthday wishes over there. Yeah, JP, I'll show you something really quick. I actually have that engine in N scale. I don't know if I showed you or I was on a live stream with Humanity City Junction and we were talking about N scale. So I'll actually show you the Alaska engine I have in a box. Actually, I also have to show Jamie the GG1. I promised him I'd show him that last night. She's actually working on the house right now. Yes, actually for Jamie as well. So I told him I'd show him the GG1 that I own for N scale, which is what is the manufacturer on this? I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, Jamie, this is the GG1. Oops, there you go. And I'm not sure what the maker is of this. I want to say it's Atlas. There's no maker's mark even underneath, but the passenger cars have the maker's mark on there. So, and this is it's like a brown. It's not really the Tuscan red that you'd expect, but it's like a brownish color. So this one runs okay, but I think you were looking at. You say you're looking at a Kato or a Kato version. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this thing has a ton of wheels. This is actually I think it's a scale. I want to say it's like almost a scale of GG1 compared to the Lionel version I have. It's I guess it's considered 027, which is like a step. I don't know the actual scale. Like I know it's like, for example, like 148 scale. I'm not sure what it is for 027 or that particular model. But this is actually the first train I've ever owned, and is also in Alaska. And this is the dummy unit. The power unit is somewhere in the boxes in the back. So I put these engines through a lot. I think I was in first or second grade. I was definitely, I was in first grade when I received this set. It came with the FA engine, another FA, dummy unit, three dome cars, and I think it was Christmas time because my birthday is always grouped with Christmas stuff. And that was always as a kid, it was like, okay, your birthday's in December, so here's your birthday Christmas gift, which is fine. I mean, sometimes it played out, sometimes it didn't. But yeah, it was a Bachman set. And thanks, Henry. Thank you so much. yeah, I ran this train around. I broke off a lot of these little N scale couplers there. You can't really see it, it's not focusing, but a lot of those were broken off. I had tons of them. Not a problem, Jamie. It's like it's been crazy with like all the different scales and things I used to have. I basically downscaled a lot of the collection. I mostly just went to O scale or O gauge. So basically I started off with like a bunch of stuff, and then I just started what was it? I basically just started collecting other things in O gauge or O scale. Did you I did, just because I just want to see what the response would be, trying to like trial and error. But yeah, it's really, you know, no foul language. Like I said, it's usually family set, but it might have also been a mistake. But I think it set it as automatic because this is the first time I'm streaming using the YouTube software, not the what is it? The stream software you Prism. Sorry, I couldn't think about it for a second. Was this? I've still got to find the old N scale stuff I had as a kid. My dad, Joe. Yeah, I had an N scale garden. It was a 4x4 square, and it looked kind of ridiculous. It was like it was too wide to do anything, and then the perspective was all thrown off. I should have done something like maybe like a 3x10 or 3x8, something like that. Typically, one sound less necessary. You can always change it. Yeah, I'll probably change it back in the settings. It was just trying to experiment with certain things and see what response I would get. But yeah, I'll switch it back. I mean, this has been an awesome stream, and tons of great people have been here tonight. And I want to thank you all for being here as well. This is awesome. I love doing the live stream stuff. A couple videos to post still. As you guys may know from like last night, I think I wrote it. I think I wrote it on your Sunday Night Live. I have Steamtown to post, and that was a uh, fun trip. We loved it. I mean, it's a beautiful drive. We just kept on going higher and higher up in the mountain. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a lot more rocks and stuff than we're used to seeing down here. Glad you're enjoying the live. Took me about 7. I don't blame you. I mean, it's I had to set up so Jay, I set up a mic this past week. Probably made about 20 test live streams. Like I wrote it as like test. It was all private, and I did like sound checks, which way did the mic and the gain on the interface, all that stuff. And now I have a decent setup going. I have the webcam. I eventually want to get 2 cameras to do different perspectives that I can switch back and forth, things like that. But yeah, this has been so much fun. This is way better than using my phone. I was killing my phone, my poor iPhone. I know you use Android, but um, basically, my phone battery life has gone down like 6% since I started YouTube stuff. So I wanted to take the stress off the phone, put it completely on the computer and the mic and the camera. Might take. It's not as bad as you think. I mean, once you get going, I mean, it's pretty easy. I'm still working on. Actually, I talked to Nikki today. My biggest weakness right now with the train stuff is that I'm learning how to identify trains, different road names I'm not used to seeing, also different models, and like the engine on the track here, like this guy here. I wish I can identify it. I think it's an F. Went a little too far. It's either an F3 or F7. I'm not sure, but I want to get better at doing that. That is my biggest weakness right now with this hobby. So I really want to identify trains better. I have a couple in the catalog. Like earlier, I was running an SD 18, SDS or SD-18 up top. I believe that is a GP9. It could also be a GP10. I'm not sure. I just want to get better at that. The best way to do it, test, yes. Yeah, I would love that. I mean, anything I think anything other than the YouTube software, it's pretty basic, but I'd love to learn other softwares and try to get better at doing this and sharing you know, sharing the lives and stuff like that. Hi Try, how's it going? Yeah, it's all good. You're here. That's all that matters. I feel like noob compared to other out there people in the history. Yeah, I love watching the trains. I mean, Jay, I mean, for I want to say 20 years, I've been, like, okay, that's a diesel or that's a steam engine. I didn't really get into naming stuff until about, I want to say, since I started the channel, because I would go down the street to our railroad, the NCR down the street and say, "Man, what engine is this?" And I'd have to pull out the phone and go on Google and say, type in the road name and then the number, and then it'd give you like a whole history page of it. But I'm not going to fret on someone if they're going to mess up a engine name or something or a road name. I'm not going to, I'm not going to put them in a corner for that. I mean, it's not worth it. I mean, I just would love to learn more about this stuff. And yeah, it's been a great experience just learning and then talking to people like at Steamtown, just walking around and stuff, talking to the Rangers like, "Hey, what's this engine? What's it doing here? What did it do or what is it?" Like the switcher engine and inside the shed, the I forgot what road name it was. I think it was a Delaware lock. He said it was like a prototype and it was amazing just to get that history, and he said on the inside it looks like a steam engine. It's like, wow, I mean, that's so cool. Listen to some comments really quick. Um, let's see. You know how to fix. You mean the motors on the steam engines? I'll let you know. Depending on what it is, if it's like O gauge or O scale, I might be able to like take a look at it, or just send me some pictures or videos of it. I'd love to help out because I mean, I've been taking these trains apart. I want to say not too long, about 10 to 15 years. I was always kind of scared, but you know, Lionel Collector, what did you use for the grass? Sorry, the grass to hold it down. Scenic glue. So Lionel Collector, I used the most basic glue that there is on Earth. So I can find. Oh, here I'll show you. So Collector, I use this stuff right here, the Elmer school glue. So the good thing is with the school glue, it's easily diluted, so you can fit it through like a spray bottle. You can also wet your scenery down using like a water source, like a spray bottle, and then glue it. But what I like to do is actually take one of these bottles, like hold on to them for sure, like hold on to one. Once you're done, like when this bottle's spent, fill it up with glue about halfway, fill the rest with water, and shake it. Okay. And then for your ballasting and stuff, you wet the track, you spray it, so you get all this nice and even out. It destroys basically when you wet the track or you wet the ballast, it destroys the surface tension. And then you take this glue bottle here. I'll point the camera down. So after you spray all this down, you pour the ballast in, you spray it down, then you take your diluted glue, about half mix, and you just put it over top like this. And then the glue will actually just seep right through the rocks. It will hold it all down. So yeah, don't buy any of the fancy Woodland Scenics glue or the Scenic cement. unless you're, you know, unless you're into that. I mean, I just use school glue. Did you see the cutaway locomotive? Yes, yes, I did. That was so cool. It's been a very long time, but I do remember that from the first time I was at Steamtown. I was there. Oh man, this is like gonna sound horrible. I was there like in 1997. Actually, you know what, Jay? It was 1999 because it was the same year I rode the Twister for the first time. So we were at Knoebels. We rode the Twister, and the lines were horrendous. So the party that we were with at the campground was like, "Hey, let's go to Steamtown." So we went to Steamtown for a day. I was miserable because um it was different than what I thought it would be as a little kid. I just wanted to see trains run, but I was much younger. So, but yeah, the cutaway steam engine is amazing. Let's see. Gotta see if I can fire up my very old computer. That would be so cool. Maybe get the hard drive out and try to um, maybe plug into the hard drive to get the pictures off. I have cameras, like old phone cameras with old Civil War pictures. I have some like they call them like ghost photos. I have some anomalies and photos from Gettysburg that I really need to get off of my old MV3 camera phone. So all the way back in high school. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna work on the PO box for sure because I had a couple comments on the first stream about that, the send stuff, or maybe open up like a repair. I'll repair stuff and maybe make a video about it so you guys can get an idea and then send it back. Yeah, the Dollar Tree glue. Oh God, what is that stuff? It's called like Jot, right? I think it's Jot, and it's always sold out. It has a blue, like the nozzle here is always blue. That stuff sells out like so fast. I want to say 90% of the layout, like I think all the mountain over here, all the scenic stuff there is all Jot glue. So yeah, it's model railroading on a dime, I guess, or on a dollar. Yeah, not a problem. I'll help you out. Whatever you need for like try to figure out or troubleshoot, just let me know. Not a problem, Lionel Collector. Always here to help. Is there anything on the table? No, this is actually so this is my here, give me 1 second, take a drink of water real quick. Excuse me, guys. So there's actually no paint on the table. So you see any area that's white, like where my falling crossing, Gemma did that, or uh, Catzilla of the house. She tipped over the crossing signal. I think right before we started the stream, I forgot to pick it up. So it's really just foam. Or they'd call it underlayment. Sorry. So yeah, Lino Collector, it's all underlayment. That's actually what you can see. Here's a better view. Right there. So this is just I think these are 2x2 by 8 feet long. Put 1/8 inch plywood. And here's my underlayment here, which is just I think that's 3 or 5/8 foam from like from Depot. I put it out in sheets. Like you can see a seam here. There's another seam down there. And it was the cheapest underlayment that I could find. I think it's like you get 5 or 6 sheets per bundle of styrofoam. I just laid it down over top and then I glued. So the 1/8 inch plywood is screwed to the 2x2 square post, but I glued the foam to the plywood and I just laid weights down on top. Like I think I laid train cars. Honestly, I think I laid some like engines on top. It kept the foam from scooting around, and it acts as soundproofing, and it's really cool. So like the cool thing is with the foam, So yeah, look at this really quick. If the camera will let me, I'm gonna drag the cord with me. So using the foam has an advantage. So you see how the filling station is kind of sunken into the foam. So like I took an X-Acto blade and cut out, because if I didn't, you would have like a lip on that, kind of like the platform, like this right here. So I sunk it in, like countersunk. So when I eventually get to paving my road, the um the road will go right up the substation, or the not substation, the gas station, compared to having it like with a lip. Like the platform's okay to have a lip, like this little edge sticking up there. Let's see. Scenery is going to be the biggest. Um, yeah, Jamie, it's for the scenery stuff. This is all pretty easy. Um, it's not. It's just tedious. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's definitely a challenge. I basically had like the Ensco garden I told you all about, the 4x4. I had a decent amount of woodland scenic stuff, but it's pretty easy. I mean, I think I got done this whole part here using only a couple bottles of the woodland scenic stuff, and I have some left. But basically, you pretty much get a technique. You what I usually do is you take a bottle of glue, not diluted. Like this is one part I never dilute. You take it and you just go back and forth like this, creating like zigzags of glue. But then you take a brush. Here, I'm rolling around on the floor here. You can get these brushes extremely cheap at like hardware shops or craft shops. Once the glue is applied, I do this and I spread it out. I did the ballasting first. So once your ballast is down, you can then do blending in to make it look like the grass. Basically, what you want to look like, think of like a cake, like a layered cake. So I did the ballasting first, then my scenery, so it looks like the grass is naturally going through the rocks. And I just took the brush and went back like this, painting the glue, and then you sprinkle on top. That's the worst. I mean, you'll have like some of the worst hand paints, ever. Yeah, there's like a million different styles of how to build the layout. None of them are wrong. I mean, if it's what you like, it's going to be right for you. So this was meant to be. This one's actually built up on old garage shelves. You can actually buy these at Home Depot. I have one there, one in the center, and then two over there that are holding this thing up. So it worked out. GP, are you a fan of plug and play products? Just added a lighted Christmas house and yard light I bought from Lionel. Yes and no. So if you're going to use a plug system and you want to stick to that, it's pretty easy to do. I mean, what is on here that I have plugs going to? The filling station, the golf in shot there, has a AC to DC adapter. I think it's like 5 volts. I want to say 5 volts DC. But if you're going to use that system, just make sure you can get as much as you can. So if they discontinue it, you're not in the dark. Like make sure you're set up pretty well, just in case. Because I know they've been saying it for about a year and a half. Mike's Train House, or MTH, is supposedly going out of business. They had tons of wiring systems like here, I got to move the mic for a second. In the drawer. Oh, where is it? Gotta find it. But I have a Mike's Train House product that uses a ridiculous looking remote. I'm usually not one to complain about aesthetics, but for like wiring systems, it was pretty sloppy. And it goes to my let's see, I'll go up here. Behind the gym sign, it's like a automated freight shed. It goes to that. and it's just kind of weird. And it is a plug and play system, so I would just make sure you can get as much as you can to make sure that yours is all set up. And if you ever need help, just like wiring up this stuff, just reach out. Not a problem. I'll always be here. Yours is. Oh wait, sorry, Lionel Collector. How did you get the color under the grass to look brown? You can see spaces where. Um. So I actually have to do a lot of touch up work, but the areas that are brown, it's just a different color, um, scenic dust, or it's the best way I can call it, sawdust in a way. Um, I think I mixed. There's like four different colors. There's your basic grass or green grass. There's a brown with grass, and these are ones I use. They have like probably a couple hundred different colors. Um, the other one I use is like a grass with some gravel I made up on my own, and then the other one is this. I think it's called fine ballast. But yeah, there's spots over by my Cherry Hill for all you Strasburg fans. That's the Cherry Hill station there in the corner I just picked up. But yeah, there's spots in there I have to touch up. It looks bad. I think the cat might be guilty of some of that, but yeah, it's all just mixing color palettes and stuff with just greens and browns. Oh, let's see. Mine is far from prototype. Yeah, Jay, I mean this garden is a toy garden. Basically what I wanted to do is make this like a hybrid toy model garden, have some fun with some scenery, but also, play around with some scale stuff. Like I really don't run anything that's to scale on this garden. Like what was it? Basically like the Hershey's Diner from you guys around Strasbourg. This is actually a Hershey's Diner, not Hershey's chocolate, but the actual Hershey Diner. Stuff like that. That's actually like an old. I think that's a K-line piece, but it's like Plasticville copied. But yeah, this is all for fun, and especially like my crossing gates. The crossing gate's taller than the building back there. I'm gonna keep that up on the garden too. Plug and play right into the fast track. They have a straight track with the terminals. So yeah, the only thing I'd say, be careful what you plug into the track in case you were to get like a short or something. You don't want to mess up your engine because I think your Alaska has the Bluetooth, so I'm not sure how sensitive that would be to any shorts compared to like this stuff's all conventionally controlled. It's this track transformer. It's pretty forgiving, but I've burned stuff up in the past. But um, if you can try to get I would say try to get all your accessories on separate power. That's like the best way to ensure it's completely separate from your engine. Um, there's UV, not some more research. I've always wanted a carnival setup as well. So unfortunately, oh sorry, I may have had at the old garden at my house that I grew up in. Was in Baltimore. We did have a carnival. It was not an anything was anything. It was all out of scale. So it was a lot of fun. Sorry. Let's see. Not a problem, Lionel Collector. I love helping you guys out with stuff, and I have some tutorials planned. I have some stuff I have to go through. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's all about sharing this hobby. I want to have an open door policy of like if you guys need help starting up the Facebook page this week for anything you guys need, Lionel, or even any scale really. I might have an answer for you. Like I said, I'm here. Yeah, I would love to share the hobby with people, not um, make them feel uncomfortable or whatnot. Like I'm always learning, and I've approached life like that. Like I'm always learning, never the expert. Always being humble with the hobby for sure. I learn stuff every day with this hobby. Yeah, I'll see you later, Jay. Um, Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, man. I'll have the Steamtown video up soon. I think I gave you a shout in there or two. So, but yeah, it was a great time. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll catch up eventually when things, things aren't as crazy out there. But be safe, man, and I'll catch up with you. And um, stuff is pricey. Try. I mean, it's crazy. So I went into what was it? A old school train shop in Baltimore because I still work around the Maryland area, and he had stuff everywhere. It was amazing. And he gave me a 2021 Lionel catalog. I basically cried the entire time looking through that Lionel catalog. Other than the ready to run stuff and some cars, I mean, it was out of this world expensive. Um, man, it was crazy, and I don't know. It's kind of a downer, but I'm still looking through it. I thought about doing a live read through of the catalog. Um, I also have MTH's 2020 catalog sitting down there. It it's kind of discouraging. I mean, it's upsetting. Brainstorm layout's going to be a T shape, row apart, other side. Yeah, I thought about doing like a letter shape, like L. L shapes are pretty common. They usually put the control center, in the middle of the layout and just run the stuff around. Eventually, I want to expand the layout up here. I don't know how far I can go because just really quick to show you guys, I have these little like access doors in the attic. So there's my ring light. Sorry if I'm blinding you guys. Down the other side, all the Halloween stuff is in this door here. So I really am out of room other than going like up. So maybe tie into the mountains here, put another loop on the upper level. Let's see. Old school DC back in the day, starting a new layout. Have sticker shock. Oh wow, okay. Oh, excuse me. Odd floor plan in the loft, which kind of drives shape the layout needs. Yeah, I mean, this layout is to the shape of the attic. I mean, so look, my ceiling is here. I can't really do much with that. I mean, the icing station, which is hooked up here. I'll show you guys that. That's all hooked up through the box. Um, yeah, I'm pretty much out of room other than going up from the edge of the wall, like this piece of molding right there, going up from there and just building something on top of all of this. That's that's where I'm at right now. It's like how much more room do I have, or going below the table? But right now it's a good access part, so it's kind of crazy. AutoCAD, wow. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Like when I get the Facebook page up, I'd love to see what you design because I originally I went to school to become a geographer. Um, it's actually what I do now is I work in the environmental field. So we didn't use CAD, but we used something called oh gosh, what is it? ArcMap, ArcGIS, or ESRI, which is owned by Microsoft. So I used to do all kinds of stuff in there where you can use like shape files, vector files, all kinds of mathematical file shapes. You could build all kinds of stuff. I almost designed a train garden in ArcMap, but the software is extremely expensive. So we were given like a student copy, and the license goes up in smoke after like I think a year. the license is retracted and the software is instantly deleted off the computer. So I thought it would be a nice graduation present. It's like, you know, I had the student version of Arc, and I thought a terminated file is already in trash. So Microsoft is on their game with that. Um, but I really want to design. I wanted to design a layout using just um, vector files and stuff like that. So it was really cool. Every week of progress on the train. Yeah, Henry, that's the way to do it, man. I started out with doing videos. I want to say I think I kind of stayed to a game plan. It's like one every week that's not a live stream. That's what I started out doing. It seems to be working out really well. I mean, I love filming. I love walking around. I've had so much help in the community. I know um, Jay's no longer here in the chat, but he's been a great help. It's actually I met a lot of people in the stream right now. I mean, it's a great community. I'd love to meet some of you guys in the future through like meetups and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just film as much as you can. Don't worry about the quality of it. Just get stuff out there, get past that roadblock, and you'll be magnificent. That's what Jay pointed me in the right direction. He's like, look, just film. Don't worry about it. If it's bad, it's bad. You'll learn from it, but just film and film. Build a combination between bench work, well, one side, display case, and the other. Yeah, if you're using CAD, I mean, you'll be set. I mean, it'll have all. I'm assuming it'll have all your dimensions and all your numbers and all your cuts and stuff. It should be in CAD. I've seen other software that you can build a mechanical model and then it will actually run the model and tell you like the margin of error and like your wear and stuff on gears and stuff. That was actually a while back. It was crazy. I didn't use it. It was a friend of mine in college was using it for their mechanical engineering degree. I went the easier. I went geography, earth science. Woohoo! But yeah, AutoCAD's amazing. Now I'm trying to change careers. I have my own copy of AutoCAD on my side. It's nice that I can use other stuff. That's also. I'm sure AutoCAD's expensive as well. Nikki's mom actually used to do AutoCAD stuff when she was in. I think she went to like a Votech school that did AutoCAD. Yeah, I always love to see how things are built as well. I mean, it's so cool. And this, like I said, my layout is nothing. Um, it's not a fine art piece. It's just a place to run trains, have a good time, push a couple buttons. Like I got the ice station hooked up now and all that stuff. And yeah, Corona has made it so difficult. And I know Jay wanted to do the God, what was it? It was him. No, it was hosted by Adam, um, in that channel group there, and he was going to do the Centralia meetup, and it was canceled because of snow. And that's the only meetup of this year, I think, that has happened, but it was canceled, so it was unfortunate. And then just meeting up with people, it's pretty scary right now. Like I said before, I want to be safe. I don't want anyone to get sick over a meetup or we're all from different parts of wherever. I don't want to see anyone get hurt or sick because of, just meeting up and filming some trains. It's not worth it. Yeah, meetups would be fun once this pandemic is over. Yeah, I agree. Um, maybe like in the summertime, I'm hoping because I'm still teleworking and I have to go into the field at least once a week, but they're saying like summertime. So I'm thinking, man, I have no idea. We did the meetup with Jay and others, Ashlyn, Centralia in October. Yeah, I completely missed it. Man, I can't believe I missed that. Like, I was still moving out. I was still moving out at the time. And moving in. because I definitely missed the one that the winter one we got hit with that storm. I think, Jamie, did you get hit by that storm as well with the like the 2 feet of snow? Yeah, thanks. I try to be optimistic. Like I said, I'm a musician, so it's not my only. I mean, I really haven't made um a whole ton playing music and stuff. It's been very difficult to play out. And usually we don't make a whole lot of money. It's a couple bucks. Unfortunately, the music industry is I won't comment on that here, but it's very one-sided. We really don't make a lot of money. Um I'm in an original band, so we're not, it's people want to hear a band at a bar and play for like a couple hours. At least where we play out, it's a very different setting and atmosphere. Like original bands are kind of skulked on. It's like we don't want to hear that. We want to hear classics. We want to hear a bar band for 3 or 4 hours, and then at 2 in the morning you go home with a couple $100. It's like we don't do that. We've been playing like larger venues but smaller set times, and then smaller set times, all original music, no covers or anything. But it's just the payment's horrible, and then you have to sell tickets. It's a pain. It really is really sad how it is. And people expect music to be free, so we're like, we work hard. We run around on stage, or at least the guys do. It's been very difficult. Let's see. Sorry, Jamie, I missed a comment you wrote. Yeah, nothing indoors for sure. I mean, I'd be if I did a meetup, it might be like outside or like maybe a train location, do some train spotting. And let's see, Henry, Nick, how about a Zoom call would be pretty cool. I would love that. I'll have to figure out how to put that together. 9 inches of snow here, but a bit more than to the north. I think we had about the same as that. I know Jay posted a video on that. I think we had about the same because the Shrewsbury area is about 1,000 feet elevation. So we had about, I think we had 13 inches of snow, something weird like that. It was rough. If you want, yeah, like I said, I'll look into the Zoom call stuff. But halfway between Allentown and Jim Thorpe. Okay. Yeah, so you were the other direction, I guess, because we were at Steamtown on Sunday yesterday. It seems like a million days away. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I've been trying to get the band to do a live stream. It's just trying to get them to do it. They don't want to deal with it. Sorry, taking a drink of water there. But yeah, the band has been we've been dying to play out, so to say, but it's yeah, I'm taking it very seriously. I don't like I said, I don't see anyone get hurt over a 30-minute show. It's not worth it. If it was outside, yeah, it'd be perfectly fine with me, but you know, indoors at a bar or a club or some of the other places we played some of the dives, you know, probably the bathrooms haven't been cleaned in like 40 years. No thanks. I will pass on those places. Yeah, it's all good. I like to hear from you guys. Don't worry about typing all. I'll read it. It's all good. Yeah, I loved writing too. When I was in school, I would write history reports. I did a report. I think I did a report on the B&O Railroad, and it had to be like an 18-page report. I hated book reports, but I didn't mind it once I got started. So I did a report on the B&O Railroad, pretty much how they fought to get to St. Louis. That was like the gateway to the West. The B&O fought and fought to get out there, and then once they got there, it's like, woohoo! What do we do now? Everyone's here, and then unfortunately, then railroads started to merge. Like you had B&O merge into C&O with and B&O, and then chassis system, Western Maryland. It was very sad. Um, and I love railroads, but after a while, it was kind of depressing to write about like the collapse of that. Yeah, I'll figure out how to do the Zoom call stuff. I can't do it tonight. I'm actually um, I'll give this a few more minutes, and I got to head out for the night and go downstairs and hang out with her. Steamtown is about an hour and a half away. Want to go back? It's I would say Steamtown is 2.5. I think no, wait, sorry, 2 hours. It was like 2 hours and 42 minutes away from where I'm at in Pennsylvania. So it was a hike. Um, it was a beautiful drive. I love it out there. I don't know if I could live out there. It was a little desolate, but once we got into Scranton, it was a beautiful little city for what we saw. I'm sure we saw the touristy parts, but it was very nice. It was great. Let's see. You may have already covered this, but what camera are you using to go live? Oh, I'm sorry. I did cover. No worries. It's an Allura Tech. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera to show you the camera. So, it's an Allura Tech 1080p 30 frames a second. That's why it's a little chalky, but let's see the specs on the back. Yeah, it doesn't say what. Oh yeah, 1080p webcam. It was the I know a lot of my fellow YouTubers and streamers that I'm friends with use Logitech or um, Logi cameras or Logitech cameras. Those are great as well. I just like using an external audio source. So I have a blue Spark Mini plugged up. It's a great little condenser. It's not the Snowball. It's not the Blue Yeti that a lot of YouTubers use. Those are all USB. This is actually an XLR mic, so it uses a mic cable. In layman's terms, uses a mic cable into a interface, which then converts the audio signal from the XLR cable into a USB to digital. So basically, analog to digital. So I'm not using the audio off the camera. The audio is a little dodgy. It's also unidirectional, so it's only going to pick up the audio from here, this direction. So it's a little complex. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Did a college report on American passenger rail service. I would love to read that. Wow, that'd be really cool. My favorite history class in college was military. Well, no, sorry, it wasn't military history. It was space history. So, history of space. My professor was at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum for a good a couple, I think at least a decade, a couple of years in there. And his project was to help bring the Hubble space model to the museum. He was a great guy, very knowledgeable about military crafts and space. That was my favorite class. I wrote the railroad paper for American history at community college, and the professor hated the paper. He thought it was cheesy and horrible, and it broke my heart. But he gave me like a C. I didn't care. I passed. I minored in history. I, you know, everyone's like, "What do you want to be a teacher?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love it, but it doesn't pay very well." But I almost became a history teacher before I started doing the construction inspection work and then environmental tech. Let's see. Yeah, Pioneer Tom. We can do some like meetup stuff, but it's gonna be a while. I'm just too um I'm looking out for everybody here. I don't want anyone to get sick or get hurt. I'm sure we're all around all kinds of people and stuff, so it'll be a little bit for sure. Um, Ashland, I'm not sure how far away I am, but I have seen that tunnel before. Um, but yeah, that'd be cool to check out. Let's see. Nick's Cross. Is there a place I can send you a link? I have a video of my PowerPoint. Jamie, so hold on to that link. I'm gonna make the Facebook page soon, so you guys can get a hold of me and stuff and send me all kinds of stuff. So yeah, just hold on to that link. I'd love to see it. And in all sincerity, I'd love to read it. It sounds really cool. Oh, not a problem, Try. I didn't see your reply up there. Yeah, check it out on Best Buy's website. It was the only, like I said, they're all sold out of Logitech because everyone's streaming, everyone's making content. So the Tech stuff is like the runner up. It's like their competitor. Definitely check them out. They have 2 more models above this. They have a 4K and I think an 8K model. Like I said, use external audio. Don't use the mic on the cam unless you're doing like work stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, Try, for joining us. I'm glad you made it. But yeah, I got to be at work early as well. I got to be at work at I think I have to be there at like 7. So yeah, have a good night, Try, man. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, Jamie, I'd love to read it. It sounds really cool. I might, I'll probably work on the Facebook page as soon as I get off this stream because it's unfortunately YouTube doesn't have like a PM type service, and it may be a good or bad thing. Like every time I upload a video, I end up getting like a spam. It's like usually some like Russian text or something provocative. It's like I would hate to get messages like that, like PM messages. It'd be really odd. So yeah, I'll set up the Facebook stuff and I'll put that in the channel description and just keep an eye out for that. And I'll work on it tonight, like I said, once I get off the stream, because it's getting to be really important to like communicate with you guys as well. Let's see. Yeah, everyone, I'm actually going to head off. I'm going to get out of the live now. I have to get downstairs and we're going to watch a movie or something. Probably we've been watching some crazy shows on Netflix, trying to pass some time. So I'm going to go downstairs, make up the Facebook profile. So yeah, Jamie, it'll either be up tonight or tomorrow. I'll put it in the channel description. Like I said, I'd love to read what you have come up with and written and presented. It'd be so cool to see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. We had decent crowd. I think we had at one point we had like 10 or 12 people on the live stream, and I'm sure we'll get a really good response like through the the rewatch. So, and not a problem, Jamie. Thank you so much for being here. This has always been, I think this is the fourth or third stream we've done. I mean, these have been so much fun. Just showing you guys the layout and getting everything running, and it gets pretty loud, but after a while, just talk about train stuff and experiences. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. And to anyone watching the channel now or in the future, um, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I saw we had some new subscribers as well. So welcome all to the channel. Please give it a like. Also, give me your comments. I love to read what you guys have thought about or, want to talk about in the future. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you all in future content and videos. Thank you so much for being here.